Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live today. Today, we're going to be talking about how you are worthy of your manifestation. I see we already have some of you in here in the chat. Hello, everyone. Hello, Girl About Town 100. Hello, Guillaume Maurice. I hope I'm saying your name right. Guillaume Maurice always sends such nice comments. Hello. Hello, Anna. You guys will see that Mary 1111 is in the chat today. She is my assistant. She's going to be moderating, keeping things clean. If you see her, say hello. But yes, today I'm going to be talking about how you are worthy of your manifestation. And hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Always want to make sure that the microphone is working. Hello, Zachary. Hello, Mamie. Thank you, Mary, for the verification there. Thank you very much. Okay, good. Good. All right. So, as usual, when I do these lives, I love to answer as many questions as I can. So, if you have manifesting questions for me, go ahead and jot them down into the chat, and I'm going to answer as many of those as I can. But I'm going to start off with a little bit of information on how you are worthy of your manifestation. And this is an important thing to understand because if you don't feel worthy of your manifestation, you're going to block it from coming. All right. That's just the reality of the situation. However, that's just a falsehood. Okay. That's a falsehood. You really are worthy of your manifestation and you're worthy of anything that it is that you want to have. And so in this live, I want to talk about, the reasons why that is. So that if you ever find yourself doubting yourself or feeling like it's not going to happen for you, you can defer back to these truths and they'll bring you back into alignment with knowing your worth, which is super, super important. Okay. You got to know that you're worthy of your manifestation. All right. So, my first point here, I'm going to jump on in with a really important thing that everyone's got to understand when it comes to worthiness is that you do need to remember at all times that you are the creator of your reality. Okay. You are the creator of your reality. That means that you're like, the head boss in charge, the head bee in charge. That's you. Okay. Therefore, it is your job to manifest. Not only is it your job to manifest, it's literally your only job. Okay. You may think that you have a job down at the bank or on YouTube or in your family. You may think that those are jobs that you have, but really you only have one job, and your job is to create your reality. Your job is to manifest. And so your worthiness as a creator is inherent, it's natural to who you are. Okay. So if you look around your reality right now, everything that's in it, every person, every place, everything is something that you have manifested. You have manifested that. You were worthy to manifest the family, the friends, the job, the home, the clothing, the sky, the birds, the grass. You were worthy to manifest all of that because you are the creator of your reality. So whenever you feel that there's some sort of doubt in your mind about not being able to create, remind yourself that I'm the creator. I'm the one in charge here. That's my job. It's literally my job to manifest. It's literally my only job to manifest. It's a very important thing for people to understand. Okay. If you don't understand that you are the creator, it's very common that you're going to feel that you're not worthy. Things happen to other people, they don't happen for you. And that's just having the concept twisted. Okay. If somebody else has something in your reality that you want, you manifested that for them. Okay. That's how worthy you are. You can manifest for other people. All right. Like I was saying, please go ahead and put your questions about manifesting in the chat. I'm going to answer as many of these as I can as I'm going through this live. And so I'm going to look through here and see what we've got going on. Hello, everybody. Oh, some of you came over from the email. Yes. Thank you for coming over from the email. Oh, real quick, guys. I got to remember this. I have an annual sale coming up on two of my most popular programs. They only go on sale once a year. They will be 50% off. They are my Manifesting Mastery program and my program, which is my Signs from the Universe program. So if you are interested in either of those programs, again, those will be going on sale very, very soon within the next couple of weeks. I'm going to go ahead and pin a comment here to the top. If you're interested in getting notifications and the coupon code for either of those programs or both of them, go ahead and select that link. While we're talking about email, that will shoot you out emails that will let you know when that sale goes live. So if you're interested in that, please go ahead and select that link. All right, back to the questions. Okay, Annabelle Montanez. Here we go. I have successfully manifested before, but recently I've been experiencing anxiety when I try to manifest and have an overwhelming feeling of I can't do it again. How do I turn this around? Okay. I really like this question. I think a lot of people probably experience this. Probably most people who are in the chat or watching this live have had some experience manifesting, right? And it's so much fun when you're on a roll and things are working out. But sometimes this will happen where you start to doubt your capabilities or you get into that place of anxiety or stress and you feel like it's never going to happen for you again. Okay. Now, the first thing to understand is that that breeds on itself. So if we start to have a little bit of doubt and we attend to it, we'll have more doubt, more doubt, more doubt. And so, one thing that is tremendously helpful in a situation like that is to entirely get off the subject of manifesting for a minute. Not because we don't want to manifest, all right? We are going to get back to putting things out there, but it's more about getting yourself back into the place of being able to manifest positive results. So, for those of you who are familiar with Abraham Hicks, maybe you are, let me know in the chat if you are. This is a phrase that they use. It's called getting ready to be ready. Getting ready to be ready. Essentially what that means is instead of trying to like make something happen right this moment, get yourself vibrationally prepared and make that your singular focus, your singular goal. So if I go through a situation like that, Annabelle, where I have this period of time where I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling like things aren't going to happen, I'll take the dream kind of off the table for the time being and I will make it my singular focus to get myself into that place of being ready, get myself into that place of being in a high vibration, realizing that in that moment, the only thing you have to do, the only thing you should be doing, the only thing that's responsible for you to be doing is getting yourself back into a high vibration. That's it. So, what this means is take everything else off the table that you can and focus entirely for the time being on having a good time. So, I like to give myself like a vacation day, so to speak. Like maybe you still have to go to work or maybe you still have things to do, but in your mind, give yourself a vacation, meaning I'm going to make today as much fun as possible. That's the only thing I'm going to do. I'm going to make today as much fun as possible. Sometimes I like to think of it as today I'm going to have as many adventures as possible. And I just have this idea that we're just going to have fun today. We're just going to have an adventure today. A few years back, I made some videos that were called Vortex Day videos. And some of you may have seen them. But there were videos of days like that where I'm like, all right, we're just going to spend all of today running around, having a good time, and see what happens. And when you make that your singular focus, what will happen is your vibration will start to go up because you're having a good time. You're allowing yourself to get lost in the present moment. And then what will happen as a result of that is you'll start to attract to yourself fun circumstances, fun stuff that happens. And if you watch those videos, you'll see that as the day progresses, there's kind of like this avalanche of cool stuff that starts happening. Okay. And that's the mechanism that you want to play with is I'm just going to get into my reality and have a good time and have fun. And you'll start manifesting positive results, not even intentionally. Good things will start happening to you. And as that happens, what will happen is your anxiety will go away and your confidence will get back up there where you remember, oh, yeah, I'm a good manifester. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And once that's really dominant, then you can go back to thinking about your dreams that you want. Okay. But whenever you're in that place where you feel kind of crummy, try to do that as much as you can. Go have a vortex day or a vibration raising day or a stay present day or an adventure day and make that your singular focus, and that will get you back on track. Okay. All right, guys. Again, please go ahead and put in your manifesting questions into the chat. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Rodrigo. Hello, Rachel, Natalie. Hello, everyone. All right. So today's topic again is knowing your worthiness of manifestation. You got to understand that you are worthy of manifesting your dream. A lot of people struggle with worth. They feel like they're not worthy, that they can't have it, or it's outside of their reach, or they're not good enough, or they have to work harder. And the reality of the situation is you are inherently a creator. It is your job to manifest. And not only is it your job to manifest, as a creator, you manifest all things easily. You manifest things as if you were in a dream state because reality is a dream. And so everything that's showing up in your reality is happening kind of serendipitously. It may feel like you're making things happen, but really you're just aligning with things and you're manifesting things instantaneously because you are worthy of doing so. So, like yesterday, I was driving home with my husband, and we were on the topic of snakes. We we went to the gun range. Don't judge me. I'm from Florida. In Florida, a lot of us go to the gun range. Okay, but there was a guy at the gun range, and he was talking to one of the guys that work there, and he wanted to get a new gun. He goes, I got a property. It's a big property, and we got a lot of snakes, and I need a gun for shooting snakes. And I don't know why, but I that tickled me and I thought it was funny. And my husband and I were talking about this guy and snakes, and then we remembered this quote from Joe Pesci in Home Alone. You know that scene? Do you know what I'm talking about in Home Alone where the kid is like he has the gangsters playing and they machine gun fire and he says something about snakes? Anyway, we did the quote with snakes, snakes, snakes. I don't know, no snakes. And then we look up and there's a truck right next to us driving home. And on the truck, the license plate says T snakes. T snakes. Okay. And so the reason I'm bringing this up is that that's what happens. Okay. Manifesting is that easy. You see something and pay attention to it, like some guy saying something silly at the gun range. And then all of a sudden you're remembering quotes. And then all of a sudden there's a license plate that says snakes. I hope to God I don't manifest snakes in my front yard now. But that's how it happens. It happens so easily. Okay. So you are worthy because it just happens. It just naturally happens. All right. Now, other reasons why it's important for you to know your worth and why you are worthy. Okay. Something that people stumble with a lot with worthiness has to do with other people and feeling like other people are worthy, but I'm not worthy. Or it's bad for me to have my dream because it's going to impact other people negatively. A lot of times people have this hang up about other people, and that interferes with their sense of worthiness with their dream. Me getting this dream is going to make so and so jealous, or me getting my dream isn't fair for this person over here. And that often causes people to feel a low sense of worth towards their manifestation. And so they will subconsciously block their manifestation because they don't want to put pressure on that idea. Okay. So this is something that's really important to remember always when it comes to your manifestations. And it's that you getting your dream helps the people in your reality. It doesn't hurt them. Okay. And we'll talk a little bit about why this is, but we really got to get this turned around because a lot of people feel that if they get their dream, it's actually going to hurt people in their reality. But the truth is, it actually helps them. And the reason why is because, again, the law of attraction, what you put out is what you get back. Okay. Having a low sense of worth reflects back into your reality onto the other people in your reality. So if I have a low sense of worth, like I'm not allowed to have money, I'm not allowed to have it. It's not fair that I have more than my fair share. It's not fair for me to get the promotion. It's not fair for me to get XYZ. What's going to happen is that I put out that message to the universe, and the people in my world, the cast of characters around me, start to reflect back that belief to me. So a lot of those people now are going to be struggling with a low sense of self worth. So the people that you care about, your friends, your family, your neighbors, your community, the world at large, is going to start to reflect a lower sense of self worth on them. Okay, so it's a very important thing to understand is that if you don't feel empowered by your dream, the people that you care about in your reality equally are not going to feel empowered to have their dreams. Therefore, it doesn't help them at all for you to have a low sense of worth. When you feel worthy of your dream, when you believe that you can have things, when you believe that the world is your oyster, you can have, do, or be anything, that's the message that you project out into the world. And then the cast of characters, your friends, your family, your neighbors, the community at large, you start to see those people have a higher sense of self worth. You align with a reality where more and more people feel positive, feel worthiness, and are creating things that they want. So this is an important point to stick in here because again, a lot of times the low worth thing stems from people being afraid that them getting their dream is going to impact other people negatively. But the opposite is actually true. The more you give yourself permission to ask for the things that you want, to go after the things that you want, to receive the things that you want, the more you're going to see other people do the same. Now, I see this like within my own household, so this is something that, now I do my best to feel worthy of the dreams that I want, to go after the stuff that I want. If there's something that I really want, to ask for it, to accept it, to believe that it's possible for me. And now I see this happening like with my kids. And I've talked about this before in some videos is that like my daughter in particular is really good manifester. Like she's really, really good. And she decided she wanted to be the drum major, which is of the band. She's in the marching band. And that's like a big dream for her, but she just put it out there and boom, went ahead and got it. She gets big stuff all the time. Okay. Now, part of that is because I'm aligning with that version of her. I feel a strong sense of self worth to have the things that I want. And so I'm aligning with people in my reality who do the same. Okay. So you feeling a sense of worth is the responsible thing to do. It actually helps people in your reality. Okay. It's an important thing to understand. All right. Again, please go ahead and put your questions into the chat. I'm going to answer as many of these as I can. Again, today's topic is knowing your worthiness as your worthiness to have your manifestation. Hello, Bernadette. Hello, Heather. Just looking through, we got a lot of questions here. Okay, Sherry asked this. Isn't it more true to say that we are all manifesting all the time, every single day? It's just that we happen to be manifesting what we don't want instead of what we do want. It is very true to say we are all manifesting all day, every day. Okay, so yes, that is absolutely true. So a lot of times people feel that manifesting only means, okay, I wrote out my intention, I put it on a vision board, I asked for something specific, and they think that that's manifesting their dream. The whole thing is a dream. Okay. The whole thing is a dream. So every single thing that's going on in your reality is a manifestation, all of it. Now, what you say here is just that we happen to be manifesting what we don't want instead of what we do want. Well, that depends on where we are on the spectrum. Okay. So with every single thing, you may have positive expectations or you may have negative expectations. You may have an abundance mindset or you may have a lack mindset. So there are going to be, for every last one of you, there are going to be things that you're really good at manifesting. So some of you may have a really strong abundant mindset when it comes to attracting friends or being a good parent, or maybe you are good at your job, or maybe you're good with money, maybe you're good with business, maybe you are beautiful and you know that you're beautiful. All of you have positive expectations in at least a few areas of your life. And so in those areas of your life, you're always going to be manifesting what you do want. What the game is for all of us is noticing where are the areas that we have lack mentality. So, where are the areas where we don't feel that we measure up or that we have this sense that we can't have it, we can't do it, we're not good at that, that's not for us. Those things are often going on in the background. Okay. A lot of times people aren't even aware of them. And for every last one of us, there are going to be some areas where we're not manifesting exactly what it is that we want because we still have limitations. So, the long-winded way, that's where the long-winded way of saying, yes, there are things that you are going to manifest that you don't want. There are things that you're going to manifest that you do want. All of that really depends on what is your set of belief structures. And not only that, but where is your vibration at? And so that's why working on your vibration is usually one of the best things to do because when you're in a higher vibration, it's naturally easier to feel more optimistic. And so a lot of you may have seen this, that there may be areas of your life that you traditionally don't manifest very well in. But when you're in a really good place, good things happen. Well, when you're in that high vibration, you can override a lot of that negativity. Okay. So working on keeping a high vibration is really critical to make sure that you're manifesting as much positive stuff as you want. And then as you start to notice limitations in areas where you have lack mindset, trying to work on restructuring those beliefs so that it's easier for you to believe in abundance in those areas. All right. Questions, questions. Send me your questions. Hello, Jolene. Hello, Karen. Karen says, is that because the reticular activating system kicks in? I'm glad you asked this question. A lot of people act, how many of you know what that is? Big psychology term. A lot of people say that. Okay, so the reticular activation system is something that's noted. It's in the brain and the mind that, when you notice something, you're more apt to notice something. Okay, so if you're driving, let's say you go to the dealership and you buy a new car, all right, you all of a sudden you start seeing more of those cars on the road because the reticular activation system starts to pick up on those things. All right. So that's the 3D explanation that the brain has a mechanism that notices these things in the environment. One thing I would say is that the reticular activation system does not explain things like people showing up out of nowhere, phone calls, random appearances of things. So sometimes things just drop into your reality that aren't visually out there. That kind of stuff would not be a reticular activation system issue. And so my feelings about the reticular activation system is that, yeah, it's one area that we have as human beings in the 3D perspective, we've isolated this one area that kind of notices, okay, this is where we're picking up on law of attraction. This is where we're starting to notice things in the ethers and picking them out. It's one way that it happens. It's one way that our brain is picking it up. But there's many different ways that stuff is coming to us. Money is dropping into our bank account. People are calling us out of the blue. These are all things that are lining. The weather is literally changing. Why is that? Well, everything is infinite. So there's an infinite number of outcomes. There's an infinite number of cars on the road. There's an infinite number of weather patterns. Any of those you could lock into at any time. Okay. So sometimes people think about the reticular activation system as it violates the law of attraction. I don't think so. I think it's kind of like this mechanism that we're starting to notice that the mind can key in to other realms where that thing exists because you've been focusing on it. That's my 2 cents about it. All right, some more here on knowing your worthiness of your manifestation. Okay. Okay, here's another good point. This is a really important thing to understand. Talking about the infiniteness of the universe. Um, there are no wrong dreams. A lot of times people have a worthiness issue, like they're not allowed to have something because it's the wrong dream. Like maybe it's something taboo that you want that you're not supposed to have. Or again, like I mentioned before, maybe you're worried that you're going to manifest something and it's going to offend somebody or it's going to hurt someone. Um, I know for me, I've talked about the car that I bought a couple of years ago, and I bought a Maserati, and I remember that one violated for me at first because I'd never driven a car that nice before, and that felt like a taboo. Like you're not supposed to have that. That's inappropriate. That car is not fuel efficient. It costs too much money, blah, blah, blah. Like all these bad things about having that particular dream. And a lot of times people are doing that where they have this sense that the thing that they want inherently is wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong for you to have the car or have the job or have the relationship that you want or whatever it is that you want. There's something about it that feels like it's the wrong dream. But there are no wrong dreams. And this is an important thing to understand in helping you stay worthy, feeling worthy of your manifestation. Is that we live in an infinite universe. There is no wrong. Okay. There is no wrong. We may feel that certain things are wrong. We may feel that certain things are bad. We may disagree very strongly with things that certain people are doing or saying or how they're behaving. However, again, we live in an infinite universe. And the thing to understand about an infinite universe is that it is inclusive. That means all things exist within it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It all exists there. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all supposed to be there. There's nothing wrong with you having any of it because all of it exists somewhere because this is an infinite universe. Another thing on this point, and I talked about this in another live, is that when you're in a high vibration, you are in a more inclusive vibration. And when you are in a low vibration, you are in a more segregating vibration. And what that means is that when your vibration is high, when you're really knowing your worth, when you're in that really positive, uplifted state, that state is naturally inclusive. It means that everything is good. The phrase "it's all good" applies to that particular situation. When you're in that state, everything is good. People that you don't like, suddenly you like them. Suddenly you want to hang out with them, want to talk to them. Things that usually bug you, you're perfectly fine with them. You find them silly, funny, etc. Okay. So when you're in a high vibration, you're in an inclusive vibration. That means all things are good. All things are good. All dreams, all taboos, all manifestations are all good when you're in the highest vibration. When you're in a low vibration, that's when we start to cast things out and say, this is bad. This is wrong. I shouldn't have this. I shouldn't have that. You shouldn't be that way. You need to get out of here. That's what occurs when we're in a lower vibration. And so if you are shaming yourself for your dream, understand that that is coming from a lower vibration, a non inclusive vibration. So there's nothing wrong with the dream. There's nothing wrong with the dream. You're just not in the preferred state of existing. Okay. So a lot of times people feel that their dream is the thing that's wrong. Your dream is never the thing that's wrong. If there's something that you want it. If you feel that there's something wrong with it, all it means is that in that moment, you are in a lowered vibrational state. You are not in the preferred vibration. What you are thinking is a lie because what you are thinking is that this doesn't belong and we can somehow exclude it from an infinite universe, which we can't. Okay. So I'm telling you this because whenever you have these moments of feeling unworthy or that your dream isn't good enough, there's something wrong with it. Remember, there's nothing wrong with the dream. The only thing that there's a problem with is that right now, I'm not in alignment. That's it. Very important thing to understand. Okay. All right, guys. Again, please go ahead and put your questions, your manifesting questions into the chat. Answer as many of these as I can. Oh, it just jumped on me. Ooh. Oh, jumped again. Oh, okay. This is a unique question. Sorry, there's so many of them I want to answer. I like this unique one's cool. All right, Patricia, question about doing a cosmetic surgery, eyelid lift. Isn't that being ungrateful about how you look? How does that work with the law of attraction? Ooh, it's a good question. Yeah, so when you think about things like cosmetic procedures, all right. What I would say about that, again, like we just mentioned, there are no wrong manifestations, nothing bad with that. I would say, it's interesting that as consciousness is expanding and people are believing more that they can have the things that they want, that we are manifesting and materializing more methods in the 3D world for people to get the things that they want. A lot of times people believe that it's not manifesting unless it just happens like this. Like, I want different eyelids. And so, therefore, it doesn't count if I went to the surgeon. It only counts if I put it on the vision board and then my eyes look different the next day. That's not true at all. Okay. Anything that happens in the 3D world is a manifestation. If any of you have heard of Bashar before, I'm curious if you've heard of Bashar before. If not, I'm not going to get into all that because that's for another day. But Bashar is a channel, and this is one thing that he says, which is that things are permission slips. Okay, permission slips. So sometimes you don't believe that you can just magically make your eyelids different, but you can endow a procedure with belief, or you could endow a pill with belief. And so those become permission slips. It's still a manifestation. It's just like, I don't believe I can do this myself, but I believe that someone else could do it for me, or this pill could work, or this magic spell could work, or this tarot card reading could work. And we endow belief in that outside perspective to get the desired result. So I wanted to say that. I know that doesn't exactly answer the question, because the question that you asked had to do more with being ungrateful. But I did want to point that out because a lot of times people have those feelings about things like cosmetic procedures, that it's not manifesting or it's somehow cheating. It's not. It's just using a permission slip. Is it being ungrateful? No, I wouldn't say that it's being ungrateful, because what I would say is that, you know, the only constant is change. The only constant is change. And as an evolving consciousness, you're always going to want to make improvements and to make changes. And so you guys have probably seen this in your own lives. I know I do. How many times have you gone through your home and like fixed up a room, and then all of a sudden, the room next to it, you're like, "Oh, that room looks terrible. Now I got to fix that one." Or you paint the shutters on your house, and then you're like, "No, now I got to paint the door." Now, that's because you're always coming up with new ways to improve, new ways to improve, new ways to improve. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. What I would say is that you certainly could be being ungrateful about your face or your body, but that doesn't necessarily jive with the idea of cosmetic surgery. In fact, some of the people that I know that are some of the most vain get the most procedures. So they believe that they're beautiful and they just get everything kind of fixed up and keep moving and keep working on it. All right. So it's not a question of being ungrateful. It's a question of just making improvements. And a lot of times you're going to see that people in all kinds of things. In athletics, people are always tweaking, trying to get better. In business, people are always tweaking, trying to get better. And the people who are the best at athletics do the most tweaks. The people who are the best in business do the most tweaks. That's the way that we are. Okay. That we're an ever evolving consciousness and we're always reaching for the next, the next, the next. So that's not a sign inherently that you're ungrateful. It's a sign that you're just looking for the next improvement. So cut yourself some slack on that. If that's what you want to do, go do it. You want to use a permission slip to go get your eyelids done? Go ahead and do it. Why not? All right. Getting a hang up on it that I'm doing something wrong, I'm being ungrateful, I'm not appreciating myself. That's going to put you in a more negative vibration. I'd get out of that entirely. Okay. Give yourself permission to do whatever it is the heck that you want to do. All right. All right. More questions. Oh, hold on a second. Got more stuff I want to talk about here. All right. Again, today's live topic is you are worthy of your manifestation. I'm talking about some of the main things to remember so that you remember your worthiness whenever you're wanting to manifest. And if there's times that you feel like things aren't going your way, you can dial back into these principles and know that you are worthy of having the things that you want. Of course, quick reminder that if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. We are on the road to 200,000 subscribers here on YouTube. So if you're not currently subscribed, please do so. Sign up for the notifications, like the video, all that jazz. You know how it works. And then also, if you are new to my work and you have not yet taken my manifesting test, please make sure to do that. Mary, if you would put that into the chat, I would appreciate it. I have a very quick 5-minute law of attraction test where you can put something out and watch it come back. So if you want to prove the law of attraction to yourself, go ahead and take that test. It is at manifestingtest.com. Again, that's manifestingtest.com. And again, Mary, my assistant, has just dropped that into the chat if you would like to take that test. All right, but back to the topic here on you are worthy of your manifestation. Ooh. Okay, this is a really good point. This is a really good point. All right. You wouldn't even think about your dream. Okay. It wouldn't even occur to you if you weren't close to it. Okay. Let me repeat that. You would not even think of your dream. It would not even occur to you if you were not close to it. It's a very important thing to understand when it comes to worthiness. You're so worthy of your dream that it's like right there. Okay. It's literally right there and it's calling to you. That's the only reason why you're thinking about it. Okay. So just like I was talking about coming back from the gun range and then all of a sudden the snake's license plate showed up. Okay. It's like, it's right there. It's right there. It's calling you. Okay. That's what's going on is that when there are things that you want, they will start calling to you. You'll start thinking about them. You'll start having memories or having dreams. That's what happens. The closer you get to a manifestation, the more it calls you in. And somebody who is not even remotely close to their dream is not at all going to even think about it. It's not going to occur to them. They're not going to be dreaming about it. If you even tell them about it, they're going to say, no, 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 that would never happen. I can never do that. No way. I've got a friend and, she's been wanting to start her own business, for a while. And you can tell that she's getting closer because at first, like when she met me, she saw that I kind of was running my own thing. And she's like, oh, that's kind of cool. I could never run a business, she says. I could never run a business. I've got a job that pays too much. And I got to, my family needs me to keep my job. I could never run a business. But being around me kind of made that a little bit more of a possibility in her mind. And then as time has gone on, you hear her talking about it more. And now she's really dreaming about it and she's reading books about it and she's actually starting to get it off the ground. And that's what happens is that it actually becomes a dream once it starts getting close enough to you and calls you in. If you're not in the resonance of being able to have your dream, you're going to be like my friend before she met me. The business wasn't a possibility. That was not something that was on her radar. She was never going to do it. She already had her mind made up. She had a limitation in place. I have to work at this job, and that's it. But once the mind is close enough to the idea, it will call you in. And so this is a very important thing to understand about worthiness is that you're so worthy of your dream that your dream's literally trying to pull you in. It's trying to pull you in. Okay. And so go with it. Stop fighting it. You telling yourself, I'm not worthy of it. I'm not allowed to have it. That's just you playing into the old belief structure. The minute that the dream starts calling you, that's a sign that, okay, I'm close. I'm close. So instead of sitting there and telling yourself all the ways that it's not going to happen and that it can't happen and that's never going to happen for you, you want to start to play the other game, which is how might this happen? How might this work out? Why might this be good for me? Why might I be manifesting this? Why am I going to manifest this? And start thinking about those kinds of questions to get you more and more resonance with the idea that you actually can have your dream. Again, they don't call you unless they're right there. You have to be close enough in resonance even to hear them. Okay. If you're not close enough, you're not even going to hear it. It's not even going to be there. So, yes, you're worthy of your dream. You're worthy of it because it's literally calling you now. It wants you to manifest it. Very important thing to understand. Oh, it's a cool question. Yeah, if you got questions, put them in the chat. Here's a question from Infinite Zebra. How has the concept of time changed for you from years ago when you were an addict into the law of attraction, believing to now? Has it mattered for you? Is time longer or shorter? Did you struggle a lot with time? Yeah, time's changed for me. Okay, so I would say time feels like it's sped up. Mostly that's what I would say is that as I've learned about the law of attraction and I've gotten better at managing my vibration, it's easier for me to get up into a higher state. And you will notice that when you're in that higher state, time just zips on by. Okay. I mean, that's one thing that does happen. And it's something I'm sure everyone could probably relate to as well. If you've ever done something like gone on a really fun vacation or watched a really great movie and it was over like that. It just sped up and it was really fast. Okay. That's one of the things about the higher vibrations. Higher vibrations are fast. Okay. If you find yourself in a lower vibration, things tend to drag a lot more. And so I definitely do remember, like, especially the last couple of years before I learned about the law of attraction, I definitely felt like things were moving really slow. Like I was bored to tears. My reality was like watching paint dry. So yeah, things definitely have sped up for me. Did I struggle a lot with time? Yeah, it seemed like things took a long time in coming. That used to bug me. And the other thing that I would say is that before understanding this stuff, things always just kind of stayed the same. That was a big thing. Was that, if you're not putting out new dreams, if you're not getting in alignment with new dreams, that can really happen. And maybe some of you have experienced what I had experienced in the past, whereas your reality becomes like Groundhog's Day. So it's like you're getting up and you're going to the same job every day. It's the same routine. You do the same stuff every weekend. You see the same people. And it's like every day is kind of the same day. Like maybe there's a few little different things here, but there's not anything really novel or new. And even if you do something like you move, it's like the same thing. So this is reminding me of some people that I know from my past. Like they kept moving houses. Okay, so they didn't like their house, so they would move to another house. But the new house that they moved to looked almost the same as the last house, and they hated it as much as the last house, and they hated their neighbors as much as they did the last house. And so then they'd say, "Okay, well, let's go to another house," and then they'd manifest a new house. But the new house looked just the same as the other two houses, and they had the same problems with the neighbors as they did at the last two houses. You'll see stuff like that. If you're not consciously changing your attitude and your limitations, and you're not learning to expect more from yourself, even if you change things, you're going to end up staying in the same place. Okay. And so I would say more than time, the monotony of it, that was really, I mean, geez, life was so boring. It really was. All right. More questions. If you guys got questions, I'm going to answer a few more here. Okay. This is a great worthiness question. Natalie C. Question. When I manifest, I feel like I owe, especially when I manifest help from others. It feels as if I am unentitled or unworthy to receive manifest. How to reverse that? Okay. So, like, I got something and now I feel like I got to give back. Or maybe somebody helped me with something and now I feel like I got to pay them back for that. I can't just take it. I got to do something to pay it back. Okay. Here's a way of looking at that that's helpful. Gift giving. Gift giving. I like the gift giving analogy for this, for receiving. Okay. So, like, whenever the universe gives you something, you've been given a gift. Okay. You just got a gift. Yay. All right. All right. So, think about this. Let's say that you gave somebody a gift. All right. Gave a friend a gift. You're the universe right now. You're playing the role of the universe and you just gave your friend a gift. Now, have you ever given a friend a gift and you can tell that that friend feels a sense of obligation? And they're like, are you sure you want to give this to me? Okay. And then they hurry up and go get you a gift and give you one back. Have you ever had an interchange like that before where you gave something to someone or you did a favor for someone? And instead of them just accepting it happily and with appreciation, they were unsteady about it and they felt like they had to do something in return. Now, as the gift giver or the favor giver, how does that make you feel? I know for me, if I give something to somebody and then they feel like they got to do something back for me, it just cheapens the whole thing. I wanted to just give it to you and have you have that sense of joy. And you didn't have the sense of joy. Okay. Instead, you tried to pay it back. And now we're both having a bad time because my gift wasn't received as I intended it, and you feel a sense of obligation. So why do we bother with any of it? Okay. So the reason why I'm telling you this is that when you receive things, okay, when the universe gives you things or when people do things for you, someone gives you a compliment, someone does a nice favor for you, try to be an appreciative receiver. I was given this gift because someone wanted me to feel the joy of this gift, whether it's another person or the universe or whatever. That's the response. Appreciation. Period. Period. And if you want to go do something nice and pay it forward somewhere else, that's fine. But don't do it from a sense of obligation. Okay. The only thing that you want to do is that when you receive, appreciate. Appreciate. That's what the universe wants, or your friend wants, or the gift giver wants. They just want your appreciation. They don't want you to like pay it back. That's not why they did it for you. That's annoying to them. Okay. All right. That's a way of not appreciating, by the way. Okay. So we want to appreciate the gift. Now, notice the term appreciate. Appreciate has a double entendre. Okay. So it's double meaning. Appreciate means, oh, we're being nice about it and grateful and thankful. Appreciate also means make bigger. Okay. So when I appreciate something that someone gave me, not only am I sharing gratitude with them, but I'm making it bigger. Okay. I'm making the vibration of receiving bigger. Okay. So appreciation is the only thing you need to do. Nobody wants anything else. We all hate it when you go and get us a sweater because we got you a gift. We just wanted to get you the gift. Okay. So remember that. Remember that. A lot of people have that hang up. I used to. I used to. A lot of times with compliments. This I used to do this with compliments all the time. If someone gave me a compliment, like, "Oh, your hair looks nice today," I'd have to give them a compliment. "Oh, well, your face looks nice today." And then it just cheapens the compliment that they gave you, and they probably don't feel that the compliment that you gave them was sincere. So think about that when you receive anything, okay, whether it's from straight from the universe or from another person, is just say thank you and appreciate it. That's all you have to do. That's all they want. That's all the universe wants is your appreciation. All right. I think was it Ashley? I just saw a question about manifesting large sums of money without working. I did a live on that a few weeks ago on how to manifest money without work. So definitely make sure to go check that one out on my YouTube channel. Rodrigo says, my mom is the one that forces me to give a gift back. Okay. So then that's not really a gift, right? You know people in your reality like that? Okay, so that's the reverse of what I just said. How many times have you known somebody who they give a gift exclusively because they want you to give a gift back? Who likes that? Nobody. Okay. Nobody likes that. That's not a gift. That's not a gift. That's an obligation. Okay. A real gift is just giving, right? Just giving. That's it. I just want you to have this. That's it. Okay. So when the universe gives you a gift, the universe isn't like mom. Okay. That's the universe isn't like that friend who, hey, I sent you something at Christmas, so you need to send me something at Christmas. The universe isn't like that. They don't play that kind of games with you. The universe is the friend that just gave you something because they saw it and they thought of you. Okay, that's the way the universe is, and that friend just wants your appreciation. Juicing with Tracy says, when you feel your dream calling you, is there something you can do to bring it into physical manifestation? Yeah, yeah. Stay in alignment. Get into alignment. A lot of times people want to do all the things like, okay, I'm going to journal and I'm going to script and I'm going to say 5,000 affirmations a day. No, you don't need to do that. But what you do need to do is you do need to get into alignment. Okay. So this is something you will notice again is that when you're in a higher vibrational state, you're naturally more optimistic. So instead of trying to make that dream to make that dream happen once it's calling you, recognize again, like I said, well, I'm obviously close to it because it wouldn't even be calling me if I wasn't close to it. And I'm obviously close to it. So all that means is I just got to dial up my vibration a little bit. That's it. Okay. And then that becomes your focus, is getting your vibration up. That's it. Okay. A lot of times people do the opposite where the dream is calling them and then they start to look at the dream and they say, okay, it's not here yet. How do I make it come? How do I make it come? How do I make it come? And they start chasing after their dream. And when you chase after something, what does it do? It runs away. Okay, this is ask, believe, receive. Not ask, believe, hunt down, not ask, believe, chase, not ask, believe, make it happen. It's ask, believe, receive. If it's calling you, it's right there. It's right there. It just wants you to receive it. And the vibration of receiving is about just allowing yourself to have a good day and let things work out for you. Period. Sometimes you'll see this where there may be something. Have you guys seen this before? Where there's something that you want to manifest and it like comes in and out and in and out. Like I've seen this like when I first started my business, I would see this a lot where I'd start to get sales and then they'd stop. And then I'd start to see sales and then they'd stop. And then I'd start to see sales and then they'd stop. Okay. Sometimes you may see this in a relationship where you're starting to get along with the person and then they ghost you. And then you're starting to get along with the person and then they ghost you. How many of you have seen this? Okay. Well, what that is, you're getting into alignment and then you're kicking yourself out. You're getting into alignment and then you're kicking yourself out. And the reason that you're probably kicking yourself out is because you're looking outside and saying, oh, wait a minute, what happened? Why didn't the sales come? Why didn't she text? Why didn't they call? And then your vibration dips and it goes away. So instead of paying attention to the dream, the real trick is in paying attention to your vibration. When your vibration is high, by all means, you can think about the thing that you want as much as you want. But if you're starting to feel a sense of lack, put the dream aside and get back on track with focusing on your vibration. That's it. From that high vibrational state, you will align with the outcome. If it's calling you, it's right there. Let's manifest 2,000K subscribers for Andrea by the end of the week. Easy peasy. Cowlitz Bill. Why, thank you. Oh, oh my gosh. Alexis asks, what would you tell someone living in Venezuela that have real obstacles to becoming wealthy that are due to world events that are not their fault? Hmm. Well, fault's the wrong word. What I would say, at the risk of sounding insensitive. Okay. You could be anywhere in the world and get a positive result. Literally. Literally. You could be anywhere in the world and get a negative result. So you could be living, like I live in a really nice, cushy corner of the universe here. And there's still some people that are screwing it up. Okay. Screwing it up royally. All right. And there's going to be some people in Venezuela or anywhere really where things are terrible. And they somehow allow themselves to believe that things are going to work out for them and they do. So, God, I really don't want to trauma dump on you guys, but I got to bring this up. So I grew up in a very abusive home, like very abusive home. Very screwed up environment. Okay? And for as long as I held on to that being an impediment to my success, it was. But once I decided I'm going to have a good life regardless, then I did. That's the trick. You have to decide that the circumstances around you don't matter. You create your reality. Okay? That's the situation of it. You know, that's not to say that anyone deserves to be dealing with crappy environments. No, absolutely not. No one deserves any of that. But, I've wandered into a corner of hell and I'm sure a lot of you have too. The way out of it's the same for all of us. You have to decide that this is your life. You're the creator of the reality of your reality. You have to know that. You have to choose to stay positive. You have to choose to believe that things are going to work out for you. You have to be optimistic. You have to work on your vibrational state. And you know what? The beauty of being in a really crappy situation, if there is any silver lining to this, which there is, if you're in a really bad situation, okay, you get a bounce. Okay. You get a bounce. What I mean by that is if things are really, really bad, okay, if you can find a way to focus and get your vibration up, you're going to shoot up really fast. Okay. The analogy that I talk about that you may have heard of before is the rubber band analogy. So if you pull back a rubber band, when you let it go, it shoots forward. Okay. That's what it does. Well, if you're living in a really crappy situation, abusive home, terrible cultural climate, whatever, you're living in a state of resistance. And it's like pulling back that rubber band. It feels worse, 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 worse. When you decide this is your life and you're going to have a good time anyway, and you let go of that rubber band, you're going to go flying. Okay. So I'm telling you that because for any of you who are going through a crummy situation right now, hey, there's something really awesome on the other end of that. There really is. And this is a great thing to remember. If you ever find yourself in a really crummy spot, wow, well, I got a good bounce coming. I'm about to take a big shoot off into paradise here in a minute. That's a really great thing to remind yourself of that. Thank you so much for bringing up that question. Guys, I do want to mention before I jump off again that my annual sale is going to be going live within the next couple of weeks on a couple of programs. They only are going to go on sale once a year, 50% off my Manifesting Mastery program and my Signs from the Universe program. You can get one or both for their lowest price of the year. And I went ahead and put a link in the chat if you'd like to sign up for notifications and to get those coupon codes when they go live. Also, I will be doing another live on Thursday at the same time. So if you are around at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday, make sure to come by and say hello. Again, bring your manifesting questions. And we're going to talk in that particular live about being tested. Okay. So ways like tests that you have to pass before you manifest. So there are common things that do happen to people where they're manifesting and there's certain blocks that come up. And we're going to talk about what those blocks are and how you resolve them successfully. So make sure to jump on over and join me for that chat. Also, please do make sure to subscribe, all that good stuff. Help me out. So nice to see all of you as usual. And I guess that's it for this one. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and hopefully I will see you on Thursday. All right. Bye-bye.